everyone, welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn, the Instagram Live podcast where I sit by my window and chat with very interesting people. Today we have Seth, and I'm excited. He is in a different time zone, but he has graciously woken up earlier to chat with me, and I'm very excited. I haven't actually met him in person, but I did see him do an acting class, and I thought, hey, this guy's pretty good. We should chat. And he said yes, so that's usually how these chats work. It's a very exciting, thrilling day. Guys, I just want to point out my hair is, it's getting long, but I'm getting a cut soon. It's kind of a big deal. This is the highlight of my life, so yeah. But until then, I'm just gonna keep letting it grow. And this is the small talk. This is the small talk part. Wow, I didn't know you could combine talk and part. And now you know. Knowledge is power. But yes, the small talk component. Hi, Kev. Thank you for saving me from myself. I was debating not getting my hair cut. That was the thing. But I also realized it's just too much. It needs a little, it's been like almost 2 years. So just gonna do a little trim. Oh God, what if it's this short? Not castable. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it like mid-length, as is my headshot currently. So, sorry, casting directors. I swear I'm updating my headshots as well. But, yeah, it's longer than my headshot. It's an actor no-no for all you actors watching. Make sure your hair length matches your headshot. I'm getting things stuck in my throat today. Maybe I'm just nervous for Seth. I don't think so. I think I just kind of downed a little too much coffee. That's probably what happened. Let's invite Seth to come in, because I'm awkwardly talking to myself. And let's see if it works. Maybe it does. Say like Rapunzel, I know, right? It was a question if I should. I don't know if this is like, we want a girl with really long hair. I'm doing it for my acting career. Gonna do a little chop. But yes, until then, this is the exciting. If you're just joining me right now, I'm killing time before Seth joins us, and I'm talking about getting a haircut. So this is the thrilling life of someone living in Canada when everything opens and you go, ooh, priorities. For me, it's a haircut. What are your priorities? Anyone watching? Oh, Seth, you're here. Good. You can save me from myself. Okay. Let's invite you in. Send request. And maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. We'll find out. Oh, and you're requesting to join. We have so many different ways you can be part of this live. Or maybe not. Guys, you'd think by now Instagram lives would work better for me. But this is the fun of a live. You never know what's going to happen. Will I have to banter longer than usual? Today it seems to be the case. Sometimes it works right away. But other times it doesn't. And now I'm just summing up life. You know what? Life doesn't always go the way you planned. I wish I could think of a smarter quote. Men plan, God laughs. Although, shouldn't it be people plan, women plan, any person plans, and God laughs? Well, what if you don't believe in God? Ooh, we have to question that quote. This is going to be something I look into after this live, if Seth is able to join. If not, I'll look right now. But I need the internet on this phone. Seth, I keep trying to invite you in. Bantering is a true skill. I know. Can you imagine on my resume? Robyn, I can banter with myself. It is a skill in and of itself, I guess. As I appreciate everyone who's still like, oh my gosh, I want to see Seth. Or maybe I just want to see if Robyn can banter for a good 5-10 minutes. I'm like, guys, I will not let you down. I will keep bantering. I just want to make sure Seth is okay to get in. I don't know. I'm going to make a live to say how to do an Instagram live or how to join an Instagram live for my future people. Yes, I will do that. That is homework for myself. And then maybe it'll go smoother next time. Maybe it won't. Maybe this is like, Robyn, we will challenge you on your bantering today. And you know what? I got to appreciate a challenge. Maybe life is too easy sometimes. Like, no. I think today, oh, it worked. Thank you. That was,
Oh, hey.
Oh my God. I can't. I was talking so fast to myself and the viewers. You talk now. I'm done. Okay. I'm joking. Thanks for joining me. Ooh, I like the yellow background. That's fun.
Yeah, it's just this little room that I'm in.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is.
Okay.
Are you nervous to chat with me? I realize we haven't actually spoken like one-on-one. I think you get my humor though, so I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I guess I would always be kind of nervous, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that definitely a convincing look in your eye right there. So it'll be fun. Hmm. How you doing?
Good, good. Yeah. Um, yeah, just woke up and tried to sort out all this stuff and yeah.
You did it. Congratulations, right?
Yeah.
Like this is, I mean, I try and do this step by step, but why is this so complicated, Instagram? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a nightmare. Everything technical.
Well, thank you. I know. I thank you for bearing with that. Your framing is good. You're happy with the framing, with the audio. You're feeling okay?
Yeah,
Like
it
us
looks good.
actors. Okay.
I turned off,
Yeah, I think you look fine.
yeah, okay, good.
It's a good angle. Okay.
Yeah, I turned off my fan because I didn't know if it was too
Too
loud.
loud?
But yeah, it's like stupid hot in Edmonton right now. But yeah,
Is there a smart hot?
yeah, like around like 24 degrees, I think.
Oh, that's pretty clever. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but then when
There
it
you
gets
go.
30, then it just gets stupid.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. What is that? Okay. So Edmonton. I think you just drank from three different cups.
Yeah,
I
I know. I always keep water, but I never like drink it. So I like drink a bubbly, and then I have like I don't know. But
No, that's fine. I have my coffee and water, but when someone has the third cup, I think that's excessive, sir. That's too much. But now I want a bubbly, so you've influenced me accordingly.
yeah, my folks buy these like all the time, so I like kind of addicted to them.
Oh, can we discuss those commercials? That is the best partnership with Michael Bublé.
Oh, I think I've seen one, but not a lot of them. But
Well,
sorry.
then I guess we can't discuss the commercials because you have no idea what I'm talking about. But for those of you that do know, the bubbly drink is Michael Bublé coming in and he goes, uh, it's Bublé. No, it's bubbly. And you go, Michael Bublé. Bubbly. Bubbly? Oh, now I don't know what it's actually called. It's called bubbly, right? It's a partnership in heaven, I think.
Yeah,
Also,
that
are we sponsored by Bubbly now? Should we contact them and say this segment is sponsored by Bubbly or Bublé? Depends,
that,
whoever. It's okay. Again, I feel like I'm self-bantering and you're not responding. It's fine. It's fine, Seth. It's cool. Oh, this is gonna be a bad interview. I am not feeling you right now. Okay. Are you okay there with the phone? What's happening? Talk to me.
yeah, I think it's just like got darker for some reason, and I don't know why.
Oh,
Just, it's just darker now.
this is
Yeah.
terrifying. Okay.
So I
All
can still
right.
yeah.
You can still, okay. We're good? Okay, that's the second cup. Wait for the water. I'm very invested in all your drinks now. Let's find out the order. That's going to be like the hidden game. If anyone can figure the order in which you're drinking things, there's a prize of being right. I think that should be the prize in and of itself.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with well, I guess that's part of the game. You just have to see what I drink next.
All right. So we're going to actually get to the chatting part where we learn a little bit more about who is Seth. Would you like to share with the group a little bit about who you are, why you got into acting, or maybe just some fun fact about you? I'm going to leave it very open to interpretation.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's weird whenever you try to like describe who you are, because
That's
now,
fair. I know I hate when
you know
people
what I mean?
ask me, but I throw it out to them. Maybe they have a better answer and I can learn from them and take from them and use it for myself. But I get it. It's a terrible question. So let's move on.
No, I'm just thinking like, yeah, I don't know, because I immediately go to like talking about where I grew up and what I'm doing and stuff, but then I don't know. It's like I don't know if that's really like who you are. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
But
we are getting very deep today. Okay. Okay. So here, I'll ask a very easy question. More of curiosity. I love knowing username. So your username is Seth I. So you use your middle name with your username. Why is that? Curious.
uh, I don't know. I think I just decided to use my middle name at one point. Maybe Seth O'Shea was taken. I don't know.
I
Can't.
really expected a better story. I really did. That was my fault. I set the bar high. That was on me. I threw the
Yeah.
question out. I really thought it was going to be a cool answer.
No, I mean sometimes. Yeah, it's not like a. I guess it's nothing to do with acting really or anything like that. But I'm not really sure. I don't know. Yeah, just a fluke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's figure out an actual. Okay. So here's some good questions. I saw on your resume that you juggle. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. I guess I should look into that.
Oh my God, that's incredible. You do. Okay.
No, so I
I
do.
look.
I don't. I don't. Hell, I don't remember when I would have put that on there, but I do. I did take a juggling class when I was like 10 or 11. I can for sure juggle. Like, if you give me like 3 oranges or 3 apples, I can definitely juggle them. So,
Oh my God. This is okay. This is going to be a whole what not to do. In the beginning, when this started, I explained how my hair is longer than my headshot, and I apologize because I will be getting that updated. But
right.
also, don't put juggling on your resume if, although maybe you can. Maybe it's like riding a bike. You know the basics of juggling, and now you can juggle. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
can for sure.
Okay. Yeah, you got the timing down. So, yeah. All right, then keep it on, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, what if you get like a juggling fire kind of role? Is that too much?
Yeah, then maybe I'd have to like take some lessons again. Or like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like that's a specific skill. I feel like there's jugglers and then jugglers who juggle fire.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit more advanced. Yeah, or like knives or something.
Would you rather juggle fire or juggle knives?
Probably knives.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. But then wouldn't you? I mean, I think I would rather burn myself than stab myself with a knife. Throwing it out there. These are the
I
hard
don't
questions.
I don't think so. I feel like depending on how high you threw the knife, I would probably rather get stabbed with a
Oh,
knife. Maybe, you know what I mean? I feel like it might just
yeah.
like,
Okay, okay. Maybe like a light graze versus a fourth degree burn. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
yeah. I don't know. Don't quote me on that on that though.
That would be a very weird quote. I'd rather juggle knives than fire. There's no context. No one would understand at all what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So maybe I will not quote you on that. Glad we confirmed that. You know this is live, and I am saving this, by the way, just because I find the randomness entertaining.
Oh,
But
good.
yeah. Just so everyone can hear these are important conversations to be having, people.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh, what else did I see on your resume that I thought was interesting? Well, I mean, the skating. Oh, okay. I can't remember if it was roller skating or roller blading that you put on your resume, or can you do both?
I can do both. Yeah.
Which one do you find easier?
Uh, wait, roller skating and rollerblading are the same thing though, right?
No, because one of them has multiple wheels, and I think that's roller skating. Roller blading is the thinner one. I'm like, that's my jam. But roller skating, I fall down every time.
Oh, roller skating would be easier for me then.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I played like hockey like every other Canadian kid, and so that's, I guess, why that would be easier.
I see. I would think that the thinner wheels would be easier because it's similar to a blade. Huh.
Oh, wait, I get what you're talking about. Yeah, so the thinner,
Yeah,
yeah,
because it's matching the yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Let's see. BXA Maya said rollers. I think you mean skating. It says staking, but I believe you meant skating is easier. And then a little LOL. And I never know if I should laugh out loud when I'm saying it or if I should just say LOL because that's what they wrote. Should I go, oh, cool. You have a CJ Nordmark. Hi, Seth. Longtime follower, first time listener.
That's funny. What's up? This is a buddy of mine.
Hello.
Hey, I guess I forgot.
Okay.
I guess I forgot. I forgot that we're like doing a live thing, kind of. Hey.
Oh, I know you did. You messaged me and asked me what we were doing, even though it was on the poster that said Instagram Live. And then I told you. So, yeah, I was concerned, and apparently rightfully so. That's fine.
I guess I do
You're
feel
doing
bad, not bad, but I was like, yeah, just so unprepared. I was like, what are we doing again? What? I was like,
Hey, you know what? You showed up, and that's all I can ask of you. You're doing great. You joined. We're having a banter. It's fine. We're going to ease into the harder conversation. We already tackled juggling, and
yeah,
that was the hardest it gets, honestly. It doesn't get any harder than that. So,
I
yeah,
did
this
feel
is really just, it's
bad.
very random chatting. Don't feel
Yeah, I
bad.
feel bad. I was a little late because I was like, oh no, she's gonna think I bailed. Then I was
Or
like,
well, I had someone bail, and then I did 20 minutes of myself talking to myself. It was, I mean, look, it was different. It keeps me on my toes. When you don't show up, I work on my improv. So always learning. I appreciate that. There you go.
yeah, that's the improv. Yeah,
Yeah. See, it's one thing to put it on your resume, but it's another thing to do a daily practice. Namaste. That
yeah,
that
it's
was
so
funny
funny.
in my head.
You take the like an improv class and throw it on your resume, but then it's always awkward every time. It's like it feels like it never gets easier. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think with improv, you just have to be open to anything because you have all these ideas, but if someone else starts something, you just got to go with it, which is very daunting for someone that hasn't done it multiple, if you do one class and they have different exercises and games versus if you do it all the time and oh yeah, yes, and a classic improv saying, okay, let's figure out how we can make this scene more interesting or how I can contribute, which is a fun challenge.
Yeah, I guess it's like with anything, like over time, practice, kind of get better, more comfortable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say if this was like my first Instagram live, I would have been freaking out if you weren't joining and be like, no, I don't care. I'm just gonna banter with the crowd that I can't see. Here we go. And we're going on a journey together. That is what happens. Have you ever done an Instagram live before? I can't remember.
I don't think so. No.
They're interesting. People are watching us have a conversation, right?
Yeah. There's too many things. I mean, it's like no, like, well, it's everything. Everyone's like, "Oh, do you have TikTok?" I'm like, "Ugh, I don't know. It's just exhausting. There's gonna be some other thing, and it's like, I guess you kind of ease into them, right? So like, I don't know. Maybe after this, I'll start doing Instagram lives.
That's usually what happens. People do this, they go, I want to do this again. I want to do it better. And then they go off on their own. And I go, oh, I'm so proud of them. They're going up so fast. I will be a proud supporter of your Instagram lives.
Sweet. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Let's discuss other things instead of just staring at the
Mm,
screen. I think that would be productive for the
yeah.
people that are still watching. Let's learn more about Seth. Okay. I'm not going
Okay.
to ask the hard. Let's ask like a simple question. Oh, I know. So again, you have is this intentional? You have such like a very minimal internet presence. You have your Instagram. There is quite a large following, but I could not find much about you. Honestly, the resume I found was on Mandy. I'm like, he has Mandy? I love Mandy.com. So that's the resume that I was pulling from for all those special skills that you did when you were 10 years old. That's kind of fun. Uh, but why do you not have more of an internet presence? I'm
Um,
just genuinely curious.
I don't know. I guess I never really Googled myself, but I mean, I have like an IMDb page,
You do.
and
That is true.
yeah, and then I don't know. I Instagram's been a weird thing because I originally started modeling, so I was posting a lot of like modeling photos, and then I'm kind of like getting away from that. But then I don't know. Sometimes it's like too much. It's like too much to like maintain like, all of it, kind of in a way. You know what I mean? Like I love to post like acting stuff on like my Instagram page, but also like more I don't know, just like general life stuff. But I don't know. Or what do you mean by Instagram or like internet presence? You mean like having like a website or something, or like?
Yeah, something along those lines. When I Googled your name and I saw your IMDb and your Mandy.com and Instagram, I'm like, I don't know why I expected to see more. Because you have stuff on your IMDb. I'm like, fear thy roommate. That sounds hilarious. I need to know more. We'll discuss. Like I actually, because I know fear thy neighbor and all those fears, was that actually one of those fear thy neighbor type of things, or was it a spoof? Like
Uh,
fear thy roommate.
no, it was one of those. It's like the branch of the show Fear Thy Neighbor. Yeah, but it's
That's
like,
so fun.
yeah, yeah. It's
So
like,
your
yeah.
roommate would, so the roommates would kill each other? Is that, I didn't have the pleasure of watching this series. I'm very
Oh,
curious.
like you know what these are? They're like those like made for TV things where they like
Yeah,
reenact
yeah,
what.
yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It was like a story about a girl who like had this crazy roommate that like did all like stole some money from her. I don't know. It was no, it was great.
Oh, and they were scared. It's a very scary roommate situation. It made me want to, when I saw that title, I thought, oh, thank God I don't have roommates. Although technically I do, but you know, that's what happens when you're married. So, permanent roommate. Okay.
I've been pretty blessed. I've had like pretty good roommates overall. Yeah,
Well, that's good.
yeah, a lot of roommates. I haven't really had any like really bad ones that I can think of.
How do you
Maybe
decide on a roommate? Do you like you went to school together? You put an ad online, hello, seeking XYZ.
no.
Yeah,
I actually
like fill
don't.
in the blanks. I don't think you're actually looking for the alphabet. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I found a few roommates that way over the years that I've been living with people. Um, no, usually like friend to friend or something like that.
Do you still talk to them? Every roommate?
No.
I'm
So,
curious. You know what? I'm curious because I find the roommate. I used to have roommates, right? And there's a dynamic there. And sometimes it's good, and more often than not for me, it was interesting. It was an experience.
well, no, that's a lie. Actually, yeah. Honestly, yeah, I probably chat with all my roommates still that I've ever had. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
think
because
that's a very big accomplishment. That should go on your resume. Rapport with past roommates. Yeah.
well, most are like,
Means
so I like, I don't know, stay in contact with them and stuff. So,
yeah, but you ever have a friend, you live with them, you're no longer friends? That's a thing.
and I wouldn't say no longer friends, but definitely like fights. Like me and my
Ugh.
buddy, or like my buddy Kyle's like one of my best friends, and we lived in France like a few years ago, and we were like, um, I don't know, we used to get in fights a lot, just because we like butt heads and stuff. I remember, yeah, one time it was about like a thing of ribs. I was like gonna eat these ribs, and they'd been sitting out all day, and we were like going to school, and we're like basically like super poor and have no money. And he's like, dude, you're not eating those ribs. And I was like, yes, I am. And he's like, and he thought I was gonna get sick, and I was just like, bro, I paid for this. I'm gonna eat it. And then like we got in this big fight, and we almost got in a fist fight. And it's just kind of funny that we almost got a fist fight about like whether or not I was gonna eat a plate of ribs, which is kind of like, you know.
So did you eat it? Is more, did you end up eating it?
No, I didn't. I was like, it's like fine, I won't, and I threw it out and then slammed the door, and it was, I think that was it. I feel like that story wasn't that funny, but it's okay. I guess there's no one here to laugh, right?
I was deciding how I felt about it. I mean, there's the whole wasting of food versus not getting food poisoning. It's really a balance with that. I
Yeah,
chose to have more of a stoic expression.
yeah, just one of those daredevil eaters that will eat, you know, only if it's gonna kill me potentially, right?
I didn't know. Wait, okay. So a daredevil eater, if someone dares you to eat anything, you will eat it. This is concerning.
Yeah, no, it was more just like when you're broke and you really want to eat something, or you paid for something, you like feel like it's kind of like, you know, I was like, man, I'm owed these ribs. I don't care that I let them sit in my room all day. I'm eating them, but no, I didn't.
Yeah, that story is terrible. Okay. Oh, that's fun. I say that in well, it's funny in my head. I do. I appreciate the story.
It feels like
I
as
I always have.
it feels like a lot of
Part-
pressure live thing a little bit, but it's not really that much different than a podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, technically, I make this into a podcast. I just make the audio a thing.
Right.
I do audio only version. Yeah. It's not, I mean, it's also, I find it easier when I talk to someone if I can see their face. That just, for me, is a little bit easier to like read the facial expression and the cueing and see where we're
Yeah.
going with that. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I like to think there's no right or wrong way to do a podcast. And honestly, any millennial should have a podcast. I still am not sure if I'm in the millennial category age wise, but I've decided that I am. I identify as a millennial, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. Because you can identify as whatever.
I don't know if I want to identify as a millennial. Ooh, they got a bad rap.
I don't know. I'm just like so ignorant with that stuff too. Like I'm
I
like
also just say things, right? I don't even know if anything I'm saying is true. So that's why. Oh, I didn't say my disclaimer. I should have like, this is meant to be comedic. Please don't take anything I say seriously. That is how I roll.
this is not financial advice either, right?
Oh, that's good. Are we giving financial advice? Yeah,
No.
guys, don't eat old ribs. That's I, although that's more of a dietary thing. I
Yeah.
actually lost track of your drinking pattern, even though I said people should be paying attention to it. So I myself was not paying attention to it.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep you on your toes, switching it up.
Yeah, no, you definitely have. I'm like, oh God, okay, it's a bubbly now. Buble, okay. I would love if someone from Boobly Bubbly was watching. I don't know what they would. I don't think they would appreciate what is being said. Although we aren't really, we would have the product if this was a true commercial for them. It would just be in the back the whole time, right? It would just be there resting, and it would with the words facing towards the camera.
Yeah.
And you don't really talk about it the whole time, but you acknowledge it and you go, ah, every time you drink from it, like it's the most refreshing drink you've ever had. I thought you were going to bring it back into the frame.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what's
Okay.
funny? Sometimes, so I've been doing these little like 15-second covers on Instagram. I don't know if you ever
Which is
seen them.
what? I don't know if I have.
Just like I'll play a song on guitar for 15 seconds and then I'll kind of make a post so somebody can guess what it is. I only do them ever so briefly, right? One reason because I feel like I can only sing good for like 15 seconds and then I cut it off. But the other thing I do is like I'll always like sponsor it by something stupid. And I always like actually tag the company in it. And it's so funny how many of these companies like reach out and they'll be like I had one where I was like woke up and I was like, oh, this 15-second cover video is sponsored by Reacting, because my eyes are all swollen because I had and then Reacting like slid into my DMs and they like liked it and they're like, oh, sweet song or whatever. It's just like the most random companies. I'll just be like, oh, this was sponsored by like, what was another one I did? Oh, I said Bailey's. I was like, Bailey's and coffee. I was drinking a Bailey's and coffee. And then they reached out and they're like, and they just liked my video. It's funny to how like much of these companies have like an Instagram presence, I guess. I guess they all need to now.
Yeah,
But
you really do.
like Reacting is like, yeah, good job. Like, like as if people are like on Instagram, like trying to buy like, you know, allergy meds and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Maybe they were. Maybe someone saw your video and they were debating, oh my gosh, I have this eye problem in the morning. Oh, Seth said he uses Reactin. Maybe I should. Whoa. But they also don't have to pay you. So they're appreciating that you gave them a little shout out and they don't have to pay you. It's the best of the best. This is free advertising for the companies.
Yeah, if I keep doing it, they have to send me like Reacting or, you know.
Yeah,
Bailey.
maybe. Got to partner with them.
Yeah.
Or maybe like put the Reactin in the Baileys. It's a whole new drink. Don't do that.
Whoa.
That was a joke. Okay. That was concerning and poisonous. Please do not do that. I just don't. I feel like I might have started a Tide Pod challenge by saying that. Guys, don't put poisonous things in your mouth. I thought that was implied, but apparently not. So, whoops.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wait, are you saying that I should tag Bubbly with a clip and see what happens?
Might as well.
Doug Murr says, hi, big fan.
Hey, Doug, what's up? Me and
That was
Doug
good.
we're due for a kayak or a bike ride soon.
Can you kayak with two people, or is it a single one and you kayak next to each other? I'm picturing like tandem bicycles versus biking alongside each other. I don't know how it works kayak wise.
There's actually single kayaks and tandem kayaks, so you could do
Oh,
both.
would you ever do a tandem kayak?
Yeah, I might do one tomorrow,
Wait,
potentially.
okay, so do you, well, see, that's the thing. I wouldn't want to
Oh,
disappoint my tandem partner.
what's that?
Pardon?
I said
I'm
I now
saying if
work.
I do a tandem, okay, no, it's just that whole, because there's a lot of balancing with the tandemness. That's a word
Yeah,
now. It just
especially
feels like it's a challenge for whoever you're tandeming with.
yeah. I would probably prefer to be solo, but if somebody's like, "Do you want to do this tandem kayak?" Then I'll entertain it.
Do you go in the front or the back? Which one is better?
I'd probably prefer to be on the back.
Because you have more like steering power.
Ah,
Okay.
but we'll see.
All right. Well, have fun. Good luck. I, I don't know. I don't know what the kayak terms are. Steer clear of things.
Years ago,
Yeah.
I was with my girlfriend in Europe at the time, ex, and we were doing this like kayaking tour, like this canoeing tour, and we thought it would be really smart to like we had this bag of beers and we like tied them up and then put them underneath the kayak so that it would be like cold. So like
Oh,
we're
yeah.
like
Okay.
yeah, so like smart, right? So we're paddling, and every single group is like miles away from us, right? And we're fighting. I'm like, "Are you fucking paddling up there?" She's like, I am." And then she's like, I don't think I swore at her, but she's like, she's paddling. She's like, "I'm paddling." And I'm like, "Really?" Because I'm fucking paddling back here, and anyways, we're like so far behind. And then after we realized that like the bag had been like a loop, like it kind of used it like a parachute, so it parachuted like all the water attached, so it was like we were dragging not only the beers but like a giant like garbage bag full of water, and then as soon as we like took that out we were like flying down the strip. But yeah.
So did you drink all the beers and then continue along your way, or how did you get rid of the?
Yeah, more or less, yeah, but it's just funny those like I don't know, it's this could go into like a lot of detail, but like you're just like bickering back and forth and
Oh,
like
of course. That's the thing. You don't know what's causing. You go, wait, we're both strong people. What's happening? It must be your fault. It's not my fault. That is a classic. Oh, that's a classic couple fight.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I see that. And
What's
that's
up,
why you
Nick?
broke up. That's what happened.
Yeah, that and a lot of other issues related to that trip. But
Oh, I was
I'll just
joking. I apologize. I was totally okay. I'm so sorry.
no, it's fine. It was like 10 years ago, so it's all good.
It's good. Water over the wound. That didn't make any sense. What does that mean? Kayak water? I have no idea what to say to people when they say they broke up. So that is an attempt at that.
I've been
Moving
like
on.
I've I've been having to say it more often lately. But like what I
Oh,
don't
of
know, like
course. The pandemic is terrible for relationships. Are you kidding me?
yeah,
It's like you're always with them. What do I do with the space? Go away. Yeah.
I don't know. I always say something generic that is probably everything they've ever fucking heard where it's like I'm like, if you just like make each other the best, like or bring out the best in each other, then it might be hard now, but if you think it's the right decision, it's like they're probably like, duh, know that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but I think it's like supportive. It's just supportive to say something, right? When someone like is going through like a hard time like that, you're like, yeah, you just have to go with your gut or do what's best for you, even if you think it's not going to be the right decision. And I don't know.
What do you say if they just got dumped or broken up with? I don't know the terms anymore. Well, it's all for the best, and then you just swear about the person that dumped them.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna find someone someday that's gonna make you realize why it never worked with anyone else.
Yeah, and then they're gonna
I
regret dumping you. Show you. You're gonna be
Yeah.
so much better off without this person. Oh, yeah, no one call me if you break up with someone. I have nothing to say to you. I don't know whether that's helpful. Because I want to be supportive, but I also don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Because I also feel weird taking sides sometimes, even when I don't know the person. Like,
Mm.
what if you know both of them and you go, oh, I don't want to take sides? I don't know. What happens to the friendship? Which friend do I choose?
I don't know if that's like, yeah, I guess so. But you think like just mature people could just be like friends with both. You know what I mean? Right? Like, I don't know if that's like,
People would surprise you. Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't even know how we got to relationship. Oh, now I do. Okay, that was a journey from a kayak to relationship advice. We're
Right.
covering everything today. That's how we do things here.
Do these chats usually go like this? I guess we haven't really talked about acting once, but I guess I don't
Honestly, it's super random.
care.
I like to make it
Oh,
chill,
cool.
so you never know what can come up.
Right.
Yeah, if you have something you'd like to promote, go ahead. But I'm pretty sure, although you did have something that was pre-production on your IMDb. It was what was the name of that? Oh, I can't remember. Have you shot something recently? Can you help me? It was like Vicarious or
Dangerous Rumors
something like that. Sounds
or
correct.
Chamber of Terror. Hey, I don't know.
Have you shot something recently?
Yeah.
You can just help me. Help me out.
I did shoot a horror flick, and that was pretty
Oh,
cool.
that is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's called
What
Chamber of
what
Terror. Now it's like post production. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like the first feature I did, and yeah, like a supporting lead role. And I don't know, I'm buried alive, and then I get killed, and then I come back as like a demon, and there's like there's a lot of stuff going on. So
How do you do the buried alive scene? That's one of my biggest fears. I don't know why. Probably because I see all these movies where people get buried alive, and I think that could happen to anyone. And I go, oh, don't do that to me. Uh,
you know what? I don't know. It's one of those things as an actor, you just like Sophie, like Sophie
ah,
and Rooney.
Sophie Ann Rooney. She is a delight.
Yeah. She has like an exercise that she does in her class where you are buried alive.
Cool.
Um,
No, I have not done this exercise. This is terrifying. And tell me what class to not take where this is an exercise. No, thank you. Oh,
she's done it before. So before, like when I was kind of preparing for this role and preparing to do it, I reached out to her for like some private coaching and asked if we could do the exercise. And, it was really cool because, I wanted to do it kind of like in my apartment via Zoom. And we kind of just like chatted about it. She's like, honestly, you should just like rent a space that we could do this in. So everything's kind of, I guess everything's still COVID, whatever, at the time. But then I rented a space, it's called the Playhouse. I don't know, somewhere in Toronto. Um, or the Clubhouse. Anyways, I went and did it, and she kind of coached me through it via Zoom. There's this buried alive exercise. Yeah, just the feeling of like being trapped, trying to get out, screaming, accepting that you're there, not being able to breathe. Yeah, and like really like let loose and kind of really broke some ground with that. Um, and I wouldn't have been able to do it in my apartment because you're kind of like, I don't know if you get this,
yeah.
like if you're ever doing like a self tape or something or whatever, you're like there, but you're also like, oh, people can like hear me everywhere. You know what I mean? It's hard to like
Yeah.
get rid of all like the noise. Um, but yeah, she like really helped me get to some dark places with that, which was cool. And I think that really helped me in the scene. Um, yeah.
Where's the camera when you're getting buried alive?
Well, it was like different shots. One shot that we
Like,
did
is there
this,
one that's in the coffin with you? That kind
yeah,
of,
it
or not
was.
coffin, even just, I'm picturing dirt. I don't know why I thought coffin right away. I feel like you wouldn't have a coffin.
Yeah, it was a coffin. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. They throw you
Yeah.
in the coffin. Oh, that's like right in your face.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, it was like coffin. I kind of remember. They did like different camera angles because I was interacting with this guy too. Like the lead, he's like, um, put me in the coffin, so I'm like yelling like, "Fuck you, you fucking," and then I'm banging on the coffin as
The
it's,
classic Hallmark movie. Got it.
yeah, and then it's like banging on the coffin as it's getting closed, and then inside of it, I like notice like the thing like something, and I'm like, it's kind of like being scared in a coffin and that stuff. So,
Well, that's terrifying. Where can we see this lovely film?
yeah, it's gonna. I don't know, like if probably 6 months.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
That's exciting. You advertise accordingly. There you go.
yeah, I will. Yeah, for sure.
But here's what's so weird. Because when you do a horror film or you get killed or in your case, become a zombie, uh, it's weird when you take your family to see something like that. I know when I did a horror film and I'm slowly getting killed and my family has to watch me yell and plead for my life, it goes, it's a little uncomfortable. It's a little, no, thank you, right? And I mean, from an actor perspective, it's great because my family's so sad and invested. They think I'm actually dead, even though I'm sitting next to them while we watch it.
Right.
But it's also really weird to see your family member go through that. I think that's how I feel. So I don't know if you feel the same way.
Totally. I think it's one of those things. I don't know. I remember I showed my family like a monologue I did, and there was like a lot of swearing or whatever. And it was like, I guess I placed in the monologue slam somewhere in there.
Sorry, my brother wrote that was my favorite Robyn scene. Thanks, Adam.
Uh,
I didn't even know he was still watching this. That's really funny. Oh God. Okay, as you were monologue slam.
but
Oh yeah, you won a monologue slam a while back. Well done.
yeah, yeah. Once upon a time with Victoria Krisher. Yeah, we did a scene that was really cool. Yeah, but
That was in person. Those are intense. You see your competition and then you have to go. Versus here, you send out a self tape. Here's my monologue.
it's kind of made it easier because yeah, being in person, especially, there's such a different vibe to it, right? Like when you're doing it, but like, man, the first few times I did it, just like terrified. You know what I mean? Like just like, I
Yep.
remember like I would always go and sit and watch the shows, right? Like the monologue slams. And I remember this one girl, I just kind of, I didn't really, I guess I kind of knew her, but she was like, "Oh, are you gonna go do it?" And I was like, "Oh." She's like, "Oh," it's like that's crazy. Like, no. And then she's like, "Oh no, you should, next time just do it." I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." Like, eventually I got there, right? But it was just kind of funny. Her like that mentality of like, yeah, you should just do it. Like it was nothing to her, and I was like, oh, fuck. But
Well, the thing is, though, when you do it, though, you go, oh, yeah, okay, I tried, whatever. I mean, how many people are here? Versus, I find, like, that's the difference I find. When I would do the monologue slam in person, it was okay, it's whoever's in the room is seeing this. If it goes good, great. If not, that's unfortunate. But now it's okay, I'm sending out, I can film it privately, do my takes, but then everyone can see it. It's not just the 50, maybe 100 people that were in that space. It's a lot more people now. And you go, ah, I don't know if I like that enough to submit it, but it's out there and it's online and it's so accessible. So that's the part that I'm go, and sometimes makes me think maybe I shouldn't submit this round, but I still do.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and I've done that. Like, full disclosure, I even like placed in one, but then I was like, I don't know, and then I like took it off my Instagram, but I did well. I want to say that
Wow.
Derek says missed the slam.
Oh, yes,
Uh,
Derek. Oh, I know Derek.
I want to say Derek was actually inspired me to be an actor. I've told him the story a million times, but I would like go and watch like the slams or Sophie's classes, and Derek did this Batman monologue at this thing called the Show in Toronto, and yeah, that really just hit me like deep. I was like, I don't know. I just thought he was he's still such a good fucking actor, but I was like so inspired. I was like, man, if I could do that one day, and then so I was always kind of a spectator, like for like a year almost before, like I didn't really even call myself an actor for so long. I just kind of like under the ground, like kind of like watch shows, plays, that kind of stuff. But yeah, the first time I met Derek, actually, hey buddy, I was I was like fanboying him a little bit.
Classic.
We're at the Fringe, and I was like, "Oh man, I like saw you do this thing." He's like, "Oh, cool, man." And I was like, and then we became friends after that. But it was just funny, right?
But I love this is why I love this story so much because for people that are just acting and doing their thing and they don't know who's watching or seeing anything, for you to come up to Derek and say that, it's so I don't know if I was Derek, I'd be like, oh my God, you see my stuff? I just do it because I like doing it. Thanks for watching. I just it's such an interesting being on both sides of the table. You go, oh, cool. Let's be friends now because I appreciate that you appreciate my work. So cool. I
I
love
think,
that story.
yeah, and I think that's like, I don't know, one of like the most, I guess, proudest moments I've ever had as an actor has been. It's funny because it is all about like supporting each other and inspiring each other. And one of the proudest moments I ever had was actually I had placed in the Monologue Slam, and this was like last year sometime, and I put a video out from Crazy Stupid Love. I did kind of like a role reversal of um, Emma Stone's part where she's like about to sleep with the guy. I just did her part where I'm like,
That's
oh,
hilarious.
yeah, take off your shirt, whatever. I don't know. But then my agent reached out to me and she goes, um, yeah, my son, or no, her daughter said like she had my little video and she was like showing her and she was like saying how like inspired and how amazing it was and that she was like,
Oh, this is so dramatic. What did she say?
no, she's just saying like she was like super inspired by the work and she was like thinking that I was like the greatest actor and that she could never do that. And she was like, well, he's been doing it for longer than you have and no. And I don't know, just like I was like, man, some like 12-year-old girl like watched my thing and thought it was awesome. I don't know. That was like the most.
I love that.
That was like my.
No, it's so weird.
So it was
But
like,
it's so nice to hear that though, right? You
yeah,
never know who you're affecting. So keep creating. That's very motivating.
yeah, it was. It was really sweet because I was like, man, it's like it's true because it's like I don't know. It's taken me like a couple of years to like get to that point to do something like that, but I don't know.
And you said so you're going to be moving to Vancouver, right?
Yeah,
Am I mistaken in that? Okay.
yeah. I think yeah. I'm gonna. I want to live on the west. I don't know. I have so much love for Toronto, and I'll still be like visiting and going back frequently. Um, I don't know. It's just like family. Like my brother and sister both live out there, and I would like to test the market just to see how it goes. Um,
Yeah, I only said that because I can see you being in those shows, right? They film quite a bit in Vancouver, so that could be cool. It
yeah,
always helps. I mean, they say you don't have to be local sometimes, but I kind of like it helps if you're local. It's just, it
yeah.
helps.
It is like I don't know. It was weird because throughout COVID, I kind of had one of the best years that I ever did acting wise.
Oh, this
Um,
is why, this is now we're going to end the live. Okay. No one has to hear this, Seth. All right. Successful actor during COVID, get off my live.
yeah. No, but
No, no, no. Go ahead.
you
Go
know,
ahead. I'd like to hear.
well, in a way, I like. I don't know if you feel the same way. I feel like we all got more opportunity. You know, instead of seeing maybe like 20 guys in the room for a role, they're seeing like 50 tapes. Just the access of being able to send tapes like all the time. You know what I mean? Like from
Mhm.
anywhere. Like you can cast from like anywhere in the world. Not that it necessarily happens, but it's like like you can submit like 3 or 4 tapes in a week if you're getting that many. But then it's like versus like going in and stuff. I don't know. It just makes it all like the coolest thing was like I had come back to Edmonton during COVID and like filmed a thing in Edmonton with an old buddy and then had taped for something in Toronto, then went back to Toronto to film something. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, I don't know,
Yeah.
just made everything so much more connected um, across Canada, I guess. You know.
No, it is very interesting too. And it's so funny with certain things. I love having the flexibility. Okay, I have an audition and it doesn't have to be at this time. So I can just kind of do the audition whenever time it works for me versus I have to be at this spot at this time and travel here, X, Y. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot easier from a travel time management perspective. But that's also because I'm a little type A, as you may have picked up on. I'm like, I have a lot to do today. So can we, how can I work this in? I was not expecting this audition. I'm grateful, but not expecting it. And I have stuff to do. Uh, so,
Well, you know what's crazy with like everything that's happened? There's like, I don't know, like some things will stay like kind of post COVID the way they are. But like I think there's a lot of anxiety going back to like a quote unquote the way things were. Because like, dude, I remember being like in Toronto working two restaurant jobs, doing like two auditions in the day, then like rushing to work like 8 hours in a restaurant, and you're like, oh, is this life? Is this what it's about? Like, you know what I mean? Kind of like it's like so like there's like a fear of going back to that, but like I don't know, and then you're just gonna hear a cliche like it's all about balance, and you're like, oh, okay. Right. But like
I love when people say that. I go, don't talk to me, okay? We have different
yeah.
life people. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what, that's the thing. That's what's so interesting now is everyone, as we're opening up in Toronto, stage two is coming. Whoa. But what is it going to look like? I don't know. All I know is I'm getting a haircut. So that is pretty big, pretty big. I like to blame my lack of cast, like my lack of booking on the hair. So once I get the haircut, I'm screwed. Like, oh, maybe I should learn how to act. But that's minor. That's minor.
Yeah. I was growing out like a bit of like a mullet for a bit. I had like a
Yes.
flow in the back, and I don't know. It was kind of like it's like trendy, right? But then yeah, like I got my hair cut last week, and my hair is so funny. My barber, Jordy, I don't know, he's not here obviously, but if he listens to this later,
Rude.
he was going. I was like, yeah, maybe we'll just take off the back. He's like, oh, you're just giving up on the mullet. He's like, you didn't even try, and I was like, man, I don't know. It was so funny because he's a buddy. So he's like, no, man, just grow it out the way you were planned. And I was like, no, it's gone. It's done. It's done. I was like, cut it off. It's too hot. Get rid of it. So, yes, highly recommend.
That's a very specific look. Did you book anything with that hair?
No.
Okay.
Cool. Randy,
Curious. Okay.
I asked my mom, and she was like, no, don't. And I was like, oh, well. But I don't know. Maybe I'll still grow it out. We'll see.
Well, it's such a debate. It's so weird because I'm like, look, I'm kind of over this just because it's heavy now.
Yeah.
But also, I feel so attached to it. It's a part of me. I don't know if I'm ready to let it go. Maybe there's some short films that I want to still do, and I can do some fun things with my hair, little sketches. And I go, okay, Robyn, you're clearly having some hair anxiety that I didn't know I would ever feel because I've never grown it this long. So it's interesting. I can't imagine though. I would say like if I chop it all off and I go, oh, that is not castable for me. That is my range is here. My range is like long enough, but not too short. So I need to be a basic Caucasian girl with brown hair. This is the basic length. That's all it is, Robyn. Like
Right.
don't go crazy. Some people have such cool looks. They do like the half shave. They do this millennial thing. I keep saying millennial. I don't know. I call it millennial because it looks cool. And I think millennials are cool-ish. And I go, like, they just know what to do with their hair. But I'm just like, okay, hair and makeup can figure out what to do with my hair. Here's the basics. Go from there. Yeah, there you go. It's an overshare.
Yeah.
Do you tend to, I didn't see, you didn't send me a picture, but do you have the debate as some males do with the facial hair? Like, do you tend to audition with facial hair or without? Or are you more of like non-facial hair, really? Or maybe a stubble?
I've heard so many different things. I don't know. It's just like the thing that sometimes you'll get the only thing that bothers me, and this is probably more like a modeling thing from before. They're like, oh, you just need to
Male
be like,
models.
well, yeah. They're like, oh, you just need to be like clean shaven. So like this is like I would consider this clean shaven for me because I did shave for something like a couple days ago, and then it's like then they're like no you have to be clean shaven. I'm like you want me to throw the razor right on my face? Like I'm gonna get like rash and hives and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I've never taken like a
No,
flat.
I do not know what you mean. I don't have. No.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know how to shave properly, but like if I shave like so close to the grain, I get like a rash on my neck and stuff, and like I don't know. Every time I've ever been on production, they say clean shaven. Like every time I've shown up, not, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's fine, it's fine." Like it's like they don't care.
I'm curious. This is things that I don't know about. I go, huh, that is interesting.
Every
So how
yeah.
many times do you get compared to Zoolander with the male model stuff? Do you have your Blue Seal look? Is this a thing?
Uh, no,
Like that whole, no one asks you why male models? No one does that? I think they
no.
should. I think we should.
You know,
Okay.
you know what's funny? Everything's perception, right? Because so I originally started modeling. Um, I do a little bit now, not much, but I kind of like.
You were really, really good looking for a living? I gotta pull my Zoolander lines. I haven't been able to use them ever. This is exciting for me.
Yeah, but like, so what I was gonna say is like, I left my I got an acting agent, a talent agent, because that's what I want to do. Um, kind of like separated myself, like branding myself away from the modeling because I just would never get where I want to go being repped by a model agency because every breakdown they go like, oh, we're not looking for models. Not like, oh, but this guy can act.
Right. That's
So
true. That's true. Yeah, yeah.
the funniest thing was the first commercial I ever booked as soon as I got like a talent agent, literally in the breakdown it said, yeah, mid-30s, good looking guy, but not too modelly. And that was like the first thing I booked. And I was like, oh, great. It was like a young dad in like a Canada Post ad. I was like flipping through some mail and like laughing and whatever. And because that's what you do, right? You
I
flip through.
felt it. Oh my God. Whoa.
You want to see the audition? Yeah, just
I,
it flips the mail. It was, we'll just have you sitting on the chair and you're flipping through the mail and you're having to chuckle to yourself. So I was like, yeah, and that was it. Right.
I didn't know if the clapping would be too loud, so I did a light clap. But
Yeah.
that was that was very real. I felt it. I actually could read the article through your eyes. Whew.
Yeah. Something
They don't
slightly
teach you
amusing,
that in
but
school.
not too amusing, but
Yeah, it was probably an article about gardening because you're trying to grow a garden.
yeah. But it was just so funny because it was like that, and it's unfortunate because there is a lot of models that are decent actors, but like whatever. It was just kind of like, oh, I booked the first thing I booked. It said don't not looking for a model, and I was like, hey, did it, but
But it's interesting that they say not looking for a model and they cast someone that's a model. Because that's sort of I love when for me, my breakdown usually is like attainable. Like not pretty, attainable. I'm like or like not too fit, but not unfit. I'm like, okay.
right.
All right. That is me. Thank you. I hate seeing that sometimes. I'm like, okay, I can get into better shape. I'll try my best. Maybe I shouldn't because that's all I'm going out for. Attainable.
I think yeah, it's so weird because like our industry's so I don't know. It is what you look like, and it isn't. You know what I mean? It's
Well, I
like
mean, that's the thing, right? Even with like how you get into the room is your headshot. So yeah, a huge part is how you look like. How you
yeah.
look? Yeah, not how you look like. How you look. There you go.
I really like. I was reading Jenna Fisher's book.
Ah,
I,
classic Jenna.
yeah, I don't know if it's called The Actor's Life. I think it's just called Actor's Life. Um,
Oof, no hashtag. I don't know if I can deal. Okay.
no, but she was basically saying that like when she was going through the ropes, like she took her like 8 years to get on The Office, right? And like she doesn't have like the classic. I guess she has the classic, very struggling actor story, and that's why I like to read it, right? Because it's just like persistence, right? But it's so funny because she writes like an old casting director reached out to her and showed her this breakdown, and now on the commercial breakdowns it says looking for a Pam from The Office type, and then she goes, "Are you serious? Because when I was trying to book those commercials, I couldn't book one to save the life of me." Right? She's like it
That's
was
so funny.
I could never ever book a fucking commercial, but now they're looking for a Pam from The Office type in all the commercials. So I don't know. I thought that was like inspirational, kind of like.
I love that. I think what's going to happen is eventually they're going to be like looking for a really fast talker that's over the top, but that's going to be past the time that I'm acceptable for commercials. Looking for
Yeah.
someone with way too much energy for camera that shouldn't be in a commercial. That's my breakdown. That is what it is. That doesn't know how to use human objects like a person. Look, okay, the drinking and eating ones confuse me. All right, the washing a dish, I don't know. This is how I wash a dish. Apparently, it's not good enough. I love when I have to film myself doing that and I have see-through plates. I'm like, this looks so weird. I can see my hand. Yeah, so I like to overshare with the group.
No, that's actually so.
Yeah.
This is actually why I took acting classes originally. Um, so when I
To
started
learn how
modeling,
to wash a dish, of course.
well, essentially like so I'd modeled for a bit in Toronto, and they sent me for a lot of commercial auditions, and like I was just so bad in all of them. Like I just I wanted to get better. So the very first one I went to, there's just a camera there, and usually I just stand in front of it and smile and whatever. And the guy's like, "Yeah, so you're a young dad, and you're waking up in the night, and you know you're tired and you're upset and you're fiddling with the thermostat." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "So you're a young dad?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "I gotta act in front of this guy. Like I gotta." So I do the motions, and I'm going like this and like whatever. And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "The thermostat's like it's smaller than that, right?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, right, of course." I was like, I don't know what I was doing. Like going like this with my hands and shit. It was just like, from that day, I was like, taking acting classes because I'm not going through this again with the, you know what I mean, with the nonsense. But it's funny.
That's amazing. I see. Okay, now I feel more human because I actually do know the size of a thermostat. That's great.
It's not a
I'm
basketball.
trying to picture if
It's
there's
like,
like how big is your thermostat? That
I
it's
think I
Have you
was just
ever
so.
changed a thermostat?
I think I was just so.
So funny. Oh, that's so funny. I too shut my air off because of the noise. Oh, are you talking? Were
Who
you
is this?
talking and I didn't hear you? Oh my God. What?
Who is this?
Am- Oh my God. Was I just on the phone with someone? That was
So
really fun for me.
it sounds like my mom came home with the car, and naturally I have my phone connected to my mom's car, so I think that's where we went. We went into my mom's
That was,
car, and now we're back.
oh my God, I've never done that. Oh, that
Yeah.
was so fun. Hello, mother's car. Mrs. O'Shea.
Probably like, what? Like, I don't know.
I was so confused. I'm like, where are we? This is trippy. How is he doing this ventriloquist act? That's not on his resume. That
Yeah, she put that on there. Excellent at changing thermostat. Excellent at basketball-sized thermostat.
oh my God. If you ever need a basketball sized thermostat changed, that's your guy. Oh, that's so fun. It's just nice to know that you're not alone when you do those terrible auditions and you go, I swear I'm a human. I just don't know what happened there. That happens way too often where I go. And the worst is now when you film a commercial audition, you can see yourself being weird and you go, dear God, I was doing this in the room. Why'd they still bring me in? At least that's what I
It's
okay.
funny because like I finally I kind of take it with a grain of salt commercials because I don't know, as actors we always just shit on ourselves at every single moment. You know, I book something,
Classic.
I'm like, oh, well, it's just a commercial, whatever. And then but it's like, no, it's taking me like, you know what I mean, of course, but it's taking me like 3 or 4 years to get to that point of actually being able to like book. And I don't take that lightly, but it is, I don't know, it's just confidence and like finding the fun in it And like,
Mhm.
especially with commercial auditions, like anytime I've ever done something where I was like, you know what, like whatever, I'm just gonna have fun with this and like do my thing. It's like always been like a callback or better. You know what I mean? Because so many
I know.
times,
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
there's like years of being like terrified and like you being like, oh, I didn't say it right. The guy asked me like what I was doing this weekend and I couldn't think of anything. Like, you know what I mean? It's
I
like,
love those questions. It's also like, what'd you have for breakfast? And then when I don't have anything for breakfast, I go, nothing. Like I made a mistake by not eating breakfast. Like I'm not gonna book it because I didn't eat breakfast. Uh oh shit. I
yeah,
I don't know. What's the right answer? There is no right answer. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God. It's so funny too because I saw Man Casting joined right when we started, and I thought, oh God, I did an audition recently. I tried to be more myself though, so that was like a proud moment for me. But I'm like, is this just kind of like, is Robyn going to talk about it? No, I'm not. I'm not going to discuss that one because I tried to have a lot of fun. That's the problem with some of these. I have a lot of fun and I send it out because I think it's funny, and then I don't hear back, and I go, yeah, okay, it was a little too much fun. But you know what? It made me smile. So I hope whoever's watching it smiles, you know, because everyone has to watch the thousands that come in. And you go, that girl, she's not going to book this one either. But I chuckled.
yeah.
I just want someone to chuckle.
I only had one. This was like last year. It was so funny. So like, my agent, I she's she's great, right? She submit me for everything and like throws me out and like, you know, really trying to get me into the union and whatever, right? So I get this breakdown and it's a commercial. It's like looking for like people that would be a part of like hip hop, urban culture, the urban community. Uh, you know, I guess I'm just shy of 6'3". It's like tall basketball players, extremely skilled basketball players. Like that's the breakdown. And I was like,
Your
immediately,
thermostat skills.
I got this, and I was like, why did I get this? Why am I audition? I don't play basketball. I'm not gonna say I'm not. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm scream urban hip hop community. I don't
Oh,
know.
wait. Did you have the mullet? Is that what happened?
But for the audition, I was like, you know what? Instead of being like, why did I get submitted? I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna have fun and do this, like whatever, right? Maybe, who knows? So I like threw on like I guess wearing glasses. I put on a tube, and I was only in my room because they wanted to see footage of us playing basketball, and I'm like, basketball is like the one sport I could never play. I don't know. Like everyone's like, oh, you're tall, you're good at basketball. I was like, I don't know. It doesn't really work that way, you know.
It should.
But like, all I did was like for the inner, so I just like bullshitted the whole thing. I was like, whatever. So I had this like little soccer ball, right, that I had bought, and I was like, yo, what's up? My name's Seth. I'm 6'3". I used to be a power forward in high school. Since then, I've kind of like taken a different path, and now I'm pursuing some other things. But yeah, I still like play casually with friends, pick up games, all that stuff, right? And I was like, so I don't actually have a basketball with me. You're probably wondering why I have this soccer ball, but I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of my form, just so I can give you guys. I'm just like doing like little shots with it, like this in my room, and like kind of like dribbling. I was like, yo, take back, like drill. Just awful.
If
It was
you
the whole
book
thing.
this one, I will hurt you. You booked this one, didn't you? Don't even talk to me.
I didn't. I didn't. But I was like, it was just so fun that like, I just was like, just being a basketball player in my room for like 5 minutes.
You were a basketball player with a soccer ball. That is what I'm like.
I was like, you're probably wondering why I'm holding a soccer ball and not a basketball. And I was like, I just don't own one right now. But
Don't you want to? Like, here's the thing. I think there's so much comedy in the self-tapes that some of us send. Like, I wish once it airs, I want to just do a whole bit about here are all the auditions I've done that are in my head hilarious or overthought or just terrible that should be seen. You know, it's not that I'm proud of them. It's just I think they're really at this point I can laugh at them because I go, what was I thinking? Or yeah, there's a lot of thoughts. I don't know. But again, I understand you can't really share them, but you should be able to.
yeah, I love that. I love that though, because it's like, I don't know. I guess that's why I love acting too, because you create this little thing for this little moment in time, right? And then it's like, I don't know, just like it's hilarious, right? It could be like funny or whatever. I don't know. It's like, and everyone's so different, and that's like, I don't know. Like I fall victim to it too. We all lose sight of it. We're always like comparing each other to like everyone else.
Oh, it's
But
so well, yeah, because everyone does. Oh, got the audition or booked it, and I go, oh, I guess I didn't book it then, because I know we were both going out for that. I
yeah,
guess maybe it was your pink top and I have a yellow top, and I don't actually know. I don't really wear yellow for self tapes, but no, I'm just saying I don't know.
it's
But
weird.
yeah.
Modeling was like all how you look, and it was funny. The things that I did book modeling, yeah, look, but like acting is like not about how you look, kind of. Well, in a way, like it's like
I know, like you and me compete for the same roles. Doesn't matter how we look. That was a joke. Okay. You can laugh now.
I mean, good. I don't. I there was one
No, we
breakdown.
can't.
I got one breakdown, and it was I don't know. It was like a spokesperson, and it was like looking for a male or female, age 19 to 50, or
Oh
19
yeah.
to. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
19 to 50 is my jam. I know.
are you looking for anyone? Are you accepting
I
our animals? It's like,
I've gotten way too many of those that I'm like, cool. Okay, I have a really good chance of booking this one.
you're like, I'm right in there. I'm right in there.
That's my range.
Yeah,
That's on the resume. 19 to 50.
yeah. They should have put looking for human being. Human being.
Do you breathe? We will audition you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun and topical. It's the worst. Oh my God. I always share this story when I was in a commercial, and I was a mom and the child wasn't behaving. So they decided to cut our segment from the part and replace me with a father and daughter they found at a grocery store next door. So I'm like super replaceable by a human being that didn't audition or go to wardrobe. We were just like, cool. That was a great day to be an actor, guys.
That's a,
Now I can laugh about it. I still bring it up because I'm like, wow, it was a rough moment. Wow. You really aren't like I auditioned for this. I competed for this role. There was a lot of people, and yeah. So there you go. Anyone can be an actor. I hope that inspires anyone that's wondering, can you be an actor? If you are 19 to 50 with a pulse, you can be an actor. Or even older, I would say, or younger. There you go. I think we shared a lot of wisdom.
Yeah. I do feel like anybody can be an actor. And that's why, I don't know, I always say that, man, because people will be like, and I don't know, I'm still pretty green, 3 or 4 years. I don't know, I've been doing it. But like people are like, oh man, I could never. And I'm like, man, the only reason you think you can't do something is because somebody hasn't shown you a way, or you haven't figured out a way to do it. And I think anybody can be an actor, because I think it's just being yourself. And like there's always a certain amount, even like celebrities are like, yeah, there's a certain amount of luck that plays into it and timing and things like that. But acting inherently, I think everyone can do it. If you want, not
Well,
everyone.
no, I agree. I think what's interesting, and I love that you said that too, it's when you think when you're with different people, you're different versions of yourself, right? And that's essentially what acting is with the different roles. You're just playing different parts of yourself. Like I know if I'm with my husband, or if I'm with my family, or if I'm with friends, or if I'm like there's just so many different parts of you, or someone new that you're meeting for the first time. You're always being you, just different versions, which is acting.
Cool.
So we're all, life is a stage, Shakespeare quote. There you go. I don't remember the exact quote. Insert ending.
I love that analogy though, because I feel like in my life, I've been not a different person, but I've been pretty blessed. I've traveled a lot. I've lived in France. I've lived in Cape Town. I lived in BC. I've been kind of like all over, in Toronto for like 4 or 5 years. But I feel like anybody that knows me, unless they know me like like people that know me from high school know a different version of me than people that know me from university. That, you know what I mean? Like even when I was in France, it's like, oh, that's Seth from Canada, right? That's that Seth guy from Canada. Or when I was like modeling in Cape Town, it's like, oh, that's Seth. He's that model guy from Canada. I guess that's the same thing, but you know what I mean? But just like different, like you're kind of like,
Maybe
they just know guys, they don't know like some of the very intricacies that like other people would know about you, kind of. If that makes sense, you know?
yeah, it does make sense. And Jason says hashtag wisdom with a, I think that's a winky face. So maybe it's not actually wisdom. Oh, Jason, there is so much to dissect from that one word with the hashtag. I like to call out emojis every now and then.
Yeah.
What is your go-to emoji? Side conversation.
I usually send the sneaky face.
Ah, interesting. I like the
Like,
tongue one.
wait, is that, wait, which one did you say?
I like what we go. Eh.
Oh, like the
The
puking one?
eyes are open, and it's like you're no. The
Oh,
eyes are open, and then
yeah.
and it's like,
That's
yeah,
not,
I'm joking. Ha ha ha. I don't do that in
oh,
real life, but I really want to.
oh, nice. Yeah. No, I don't really.
It
Sometimes I
almost
send,
seems like I'm going to get my tonsils checked or something. Like, why would my tongue be that far out of my mouth? Makes me think.
oh, know what I've also been using a lot lately is the eyes. Just the eyes.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Like just, there's this two little eyes.
Like you're watching someone or
Kind of, because then it's like they don't know really know what that means when you're like, hmm. It's like kind of like the sneaky face, but like a little bit more like,
that is sneaky. I like the monocle one. It kind of seems like the emoji knows all. Excellent.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, I could talk so much about them. I don't know why. I think they're also they're like insane, but also hilarious at the same time. You got to find the perfect emoji.
You know what's funny? That's not that funny, but I remember when I was in Cape Town and kind of caught up in modeling or whatever, and I was like making a post, and like I was like looking at like, I was like, oh man, I was like talking to my roommate. I was like, hey, do you think I should put like a dot here, or like a squiggly, or like a space? And he looked at me. He's like, dude, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh my, I was like, dude, I'm so embarrassed. Like, just forget I said anything. Like, we get so caught up in this shit. We get so caught up in this stupid stuff,
I
which
know.
is our perception of how we look. And that kind of goes back to acting too. It's like how we look, what we did. It's like, oh, I didn't say that line right. It's like, dude, whatever. And it's just like, I was like, the next time I am ever worried about what a quote or a space or anything looks like, just slap me and just be like, dude, just stop. Just stop. Because I was like, God, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know.
It's hard, but it's hard not to sometimes because I know it depends on what I'm posting, but sometimes I'm very sarcastic. Maybe not everyone knows that about me. So my humor can come off very bitchy, like, excuse me, that's rude. I'm like, no, it's very funny, haha. And that's why I go with the tongue. Because I'm like, oh, rude comment, but no, she's joking because the tongue's out. Okay, I get it. I kind of get it. Maybe not. Maybe I still think she's terrible and she needs her tonsils checked. So yeah. But I find it's really hard sometimes when you're not having that face-to-face conversation and you just send them, even if you send a text and, what if I'm in a mood and I read a text and I go, rude? Oh, okay. No, it's just me being in a bad mood, reading a basic text and taking it out of context. It can happen.
Well,
Classic
totally.
COVID.
Yeah, and that's like, it's really hard to pick up sarcasm on text, I find.
I know. I really like to keep trying to do it though. But then I realize when I don't hear back from people, I have to follow up. I swear I was trying to be funny. I do that all the time. And it's so funny because a normal person would say, Robyn, stop being sarcastic. No one's getting it. But I am stubborn. And I go, they will get it. They will understand. No, they won't.
Yeah, or
Maybe I should have I'm going to create my own sarcastic emoji. And then it's like sarcasm will follow. I don't know what it would look like.
well,
Maybe it should be the eyes.
what would be you know what? The sarcastic emoji, I think, is like the eyes kind of like rolling to the side a little bit, like that.
But that also seems attitudinous, right? I don't have time to deal with you. So I'm just gonna do this eye thing. 'Cause I'm just done.
Yeah, it seems a little bit more negative than sarcasm, kind of like it's more like annoyed. I would say that's annoyed
Yeah.
too.
There's no place for me. There's no emoji. What do I do? Oh, this is the basic window chats discussions. This is why
I
I
like
don't
it.
come in planning anything.
I
It's
like
fun.
now that I'm into it. It's nice.
Yeah, I was just like, now that you know what's going on, we've had some great conversations. The beginning was rocky, Seth. I'm not going to lie. I was very concerned. I'm like,
Well, the
oh
beginning,
God, do we end this now? Pull the plug. People are watching. Save yourself. Run away.
yeah,
It got better. It did get better.
you could tell I was nervous because I was like, just
I
like,
thought you were drunk. I totally thought you were drunk,
I was,
hungover. It's
I was like,
happened. I'm
no, it's fine.
why does he have 3 drinks? I'm like,
Yeah,
okay. Honestly, you challenge again. It was just a morning challenge, and then you settled in, and you're fine, and it was delightful. I think you shared a lot of great stuff with the people watching and the people that will be watching. So maybe I'll do a disclaimer. I will take caution with what I write. I will say just skip past the first 15, 20 minutes where Seth is finding his ground. And then watch the rest. Or you can hear us talk about juggling.
you will have to put like, yeah, rocky start, great finish. Or,
yeah. I mean, here's the problem now with the clip. I'm really debating doing the coffin clip because I think that's terrifying and should be shared. And I like giving Sophie a plug. But we'll discuss offline which clip you'd like me to share.
Oh, okay.
There's been such, yeah. You get to choose. It's a choose your own adventure. How can I advertise you accordingly? And then someone will see it and go, oh my gosh, is that the guy that did that amazing audition with the magazine from way back when? Oh, I need another guy like that. But for an ACTRA role. Next thing you know, Umbrella Academy, booked. You're just the guy in the waiting room. Working through a magazine. That's what's happening. Magic happens.
Yeah.
Oh my God, if that actually happens, can you let me know? I would very much like to know.
Hey, you never know.
Oh my God.
There was one. I was really messing with the show Kingdom. I don't know if you've seen that.
Okay. I have not.
It's the premise.
Yes, I was told to watch it.
Okay, so the premise sounds broy and dumb. So it's like.
Yes, that's why I didn't watch it.
The MMA gym in Venice, California, and it's like different MMA fighters, and he's like a family of MMA fighters. But I actually watched the show, and it's like really great, and there's some really good acting in it. And once you kind of ease into it, it's like. But there's a guy, the main guy, Alvi Kalina. He's played by God, who's that actor? I love that actor. Oh, Frank Grillo. He's played by Frank Grillo. So they were trying to like I don't even know how I'm telling this story because I didn't end up going through with it. But they're like trying to bring back the show Kingdom in a big way. They're like, bring back Kingdom. And then I did like a tape of like me being Alvi Kalina, but like his son. Like, or a younger version of him, because I kind of look like maybe like a version of him in his 20s. So I was like, man, if they bring back this show, and then if I put out this tape, and then I tag the show, and then maybe like you never know. Like sometimes this crazy stuff.
Well, didn't that happen with who became that Marvel character? I'm blanking, and I apologize. Is it Simu? I'm so bad with names. Oh my gosh, did I just insult someone by not knowing their name? Anyways, he did like some kind of tweet. Why am I not an Avenger or a Marvel character? And they thought, oh, I don't know. And now he is one.
No way.
I don't remember his name. I apologize. Okay. Yeah. It's a thing.
I think
although, again, me and Twitter, I feel it's dangerous to write my sarcastic thoughts, so I have deactivated my Twitter. I never wrote anything. I just, knowing that I could write anything and people not knowing the sarcasm is there just seemed very dangerous. At least with my videos, I can be like, I play sarcasm. But with the words, I can't.
Yeah, and then they're there forever, you know?
Yeah, then it's bad news bears.
Yeah.
But yes, did you get the role?
No. But they haven't made another season yet, though, so, you know.
Oh, so then you're in the running. That's what I'm hearing.
Never know. I'll put it out there once they're actually going through this.
Got to put it out there again. Keep putting it out there. I'm not even sure. I keep creating things, and then I watch all these actors doing stuff, and I message someone. I'm like, I love this character. I'm doing a sketch with you, and I have to explain more detail to him. But it's just I watch what everyone's putting out there. Again, look, I'm not this big filmmaker, but you know, keep creating with other people and doing stuff together. I think it's going to help us as actors.
You know, yeah, and I find I've recently found a need to create my own work. Not recently, but like going through this, and I think the term making it is so subjective, because you could look, you know, I'd say I'm a working actor. Am I making a living? Not really, but also people that are, you know what I mean? Like even guys that are regulars on shows still have side gigs.
Yeah.
But it is like, I don't know, just like loving what you're doing and like creating. Like I've written a short film with a friend, and we're gonna do that. Yeah, and I just like I guess over the last year or so, I've found just a need to create your own work, your own content. But I love it, and I love doing that. I also really like the production side of things. I really see myself producing a lot more as I go on. Just kind of who I am. I've always been like a connector of people and able to kind of like, oh, you would be great if you met this person, and you should do this, and you know what I mean, and kind of like an organizer. So I really do like production aspect. But kind of where I was going, like I was gonna ask you, do you not find like a pressure to like always be working, kind of, because there's
Oh my God, always.
Like, it's like too much sometimes, right? Because it's like, well, I could be writing this short and then filming it and then putting it out, and I could be making this on my demo, and then I could be submitting, and it's just like, oh man, it's just like sometimes like, I don't know, I guess right now I feel like I've taken not a break, but I am kind of like living at home, working. I guess I've been auditioning less, but it's like, you know, that's still on my mind, but maybe just taking a step back now so I can take like a few steps forward later on, you know?
See, that's healthier than what I do, because I am an idea generator. So I keep generating more ideas. So it's just an endless to-do list of what else can I tackle when I don't have the time? I love creating. I very much do. I can't like, and then even when I do these, I think of more ideas. I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be so funny to film. And I don't have a lot of the resources. So then it's just like, I'm going to film it on my phone. And then I'm going to get people to send me their stuff via email, and we'll see if it works. And sometimes it does. And more often you go, let's move on from that project. But there's something to be said with creating. And I find, and I don't know if you feel this way, but when I'm behind the scenes, when I start creating things and I go, you know, with the acting now, I do it, whatever, a couple takes and I'm happy. And I go, oh my God, acting is the easiest part. Editing, producing, it's like writing. I'm like, oh, I'm exhausted. I'm like, I filmed something the other day, fastest thing to film, whatever, to promote it, to write it, to edit it. I'm like, I'm done. I am tired. I need if I drank, I would have a drink, maybe a bubbly. That was a little callback. But it's behind the scenes. I don't think those people get appreciated enough. It's a lot of work.
And I think it's all part of the process and like what you want to do. Is it lazy to say I just want to act? Because it's so much easier. But you know what it is? It's like once you get more confident acting, like I'm speaking for myself here, you know, 2 or 3 takes, maybe 4, and then we're it. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it would be like, oh, we're doing like 20 takes of something. It's like, you're not, like once you kind of streamline like what you want to do and also just accepting what you put out, and like that's good. So like, yeah, acting is more the ease of it, but yeah, I will say like, so the way I kind of like relate it back to rap, and like the hip hop. I'm intrigued. So like, we're actors. I would love to just act, and that would be great if I could just be an actor and just act. But that's not always the case, right? So like a lot of rappers, some are strictly rappers, right? But most rappers have had to be a producer and like produce their own beats for a period of time and then rap on their own beats before like kind of making it, right? So like Kanye West is a good example. He was always a producer, right? Producer guy. And then instead, like he creates this like great beat, and instead of selling that for someone else to rap on, he's like, no, I'm just gonna rap on my own beats, right? But there's only like there's like a few, like if you think of like just the actors, like Daniel Lewis, whatever, I don't know, all the like, well, probably tons of actors have been fortunate enough just to strictly act. But like with rappers, there's a few like Kendrick Lamar, Eminem. They're like just such good rappers that they've never had to like produce, really. You know, people have always been like, no, we need you.
You asked me if I know. My knowledge of rap is not up for discussion. I will just agree with you. Again, I like calling out people when they say, you know, I really don't know. But I will say Bob Oxford 65 says you are a great actor, Seth. So there you go.
Thanks, man.
Pretty good at what you do. I like that. I always find it, I know, I think it's interesting though. Even you said before, it's hard to call yourself an actor, right? Because as soon as you tell someone you're an actor, oh, what can I see you in? You go, I don't know, all these auditions that are private. That is what you can see me in. And I think that's part of why I feel the need to keep creating. Because I'm like, okay, yeah, the bookings aren't coming in, but I swear I'm still acting. Here's my stuff. This is who I am. This is what I do. And I think that's part of what draws me to keep doing things. Not all of them are things that I'm like, oh, maybe I should delete that from everywhere. But I keep it out there to inspire others that if Robyn could put stuff out there that's so can you.
Hell yeah. I think a big part of it is like, I mean, if we're getting deep, like, this is like the number one quote that, I don't know. If you know me, you know I've like said this quote. It's something Mac Miller said before he died. And he said, the number one reason people give up so fast is they look at how far they have to go versus how far they've come. And that is like, I just think the journey of an artist or anyone really struggling through life in any kind of pursuit that they're doing, you know, instead of looking at how far you have to go, you really have to be grateful and look at how far you've come. Because I never thought that I didn't even know what modeling was. I just started doing it because I had some guys tell me I should do it. I never thought it.
So some guys came up to you, said, you're good looking, you should model. I think we have to discuss that just slightly. I apologize to interrupt the rant. How did this conversation, please tell me you were in a mall, someone approaches you, hey man, you want to model? Like really creepily.
They were all like really successful models. And they were just like, bro, do you model? And I was like, nah. And they're like, oh, that's like what we thought you did. And I was like, oh, no.
Where are you? Where is this conversation? Where is this social gathering of men staring at other men, asking them if they model?
Well, it was on the TV show, The Bachelorette.
Oh, I didn't even mean to bring that up. You told me not to. I apologize. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
No. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, so I was on The Bachelorette Canada. I know you asked me about it.
No, sorry. I just saw it on your IMDb, but no, we don't have to talk about that. That's when it happened? That's so funny. Yeah.
So it was really cool.
Oh my God. That makes so much. I'm like, what is this conversation? That seems healthier now. I'm picturing you like guys surrounding you in a circle, like studying you. You should model. Bachelorette makes more sense. That makes more sense.
No, but it was cool because I got the opportunity on a whim. I kind of got cast for the show in a bar. Filmed it, and it was like good, but not good, but it was okay. And then, but yeah, like 3 or 4 of the dudes all modeled, and they're like, bro, do you model? I was like, no. It's like coming from, they're like, oh yeah, that's just like what we thought you did. But like coming from Edmonton too, it's like, dude, I've never seen anyone be successful doing that. It's just not really what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Seth. No, I don't. No, I do not know what you mean. I was not on The Bachelorette surrounded by fellow male models asking me if I modeled.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Long story short, I was like, I like, fuck it. So I started modeling in Edmonton for a bit. I moved to Toronto, started modeling there. That's when I started
Like, when you say
acting.
model, like, did you do runway shows? Did you do print ads? What is, or
Yeah,
column A, column B?
I
Okay.
did both a few runway things.
What
I
was
don't
your walk? Oh, that's integral. What I learned from Tyra Banks. Did you smize? Did you?
know. Oh no. You know, it, it's funny because people think modeling. When you say that, like they think it's like Prague and Gucci and Vogue and stuff, and it is. But it's the stuff I do is like construction guy, like for like a I don't know big company. Like I'll be like hitting
Oh,
a
okay. I didn't know where we were going with this. Let's keep it clean. How you make money is your own business.
right.
I play a police officer tomorrow. Okay.
Actually, what's really fun is I've done a lot of those Harlequin romance covers.
Yes. Oh
Yeah,
my
there's
God.
the whole
I
slew of
always
them.
see Jules Casting do a bunch of those. I'm always
Oh,
now I know someone that does them. Cool.
yeah, there's
Do
one.
you wait, do you buy the books? Please tell me you own the books where you're the cover. Oh my God. Please tell me and please post them. And unless they're posted and I miss them. That's so fun.
There's a drawer in our house with where my mom keeps all of them. So yeah.
Does she read them?
No, God, no.
Oh my God.
They're like,
Well, because it's so weird, right? Like everyone reading the book now will picture you as that character. Oh, I don't think your mom should read them. I don't think any of your relatives should.
one of my buddies said that once. He's like, old ladies are like reading this and like getting off to that, and I was like, so.
You're welcome.
Oh, is that supposed to upset me? I was like, what? Like, I don't know. It was just funny, but yeah, there's some funny ones out there. There's one called a lot of the ones the girls are pregnant too. Pregnant's like a big seller,
Well, yeah, because it shows that you can do the deed. It's very masculine.
but it's always no,
This
but it's
was me.
it's always like the secret baby they never knew about.
Oh
It's
my
always
God,
like
yes. Wait,
you
but
were
then
like,
it gives away the book.
what's that?
Doesn't it give away the book if she's pregnant? And they didn't know she was pregnant? Oh my gosh, this is a TV show. I didn't know I was pregnant. Surprise, baby bump. What did they do back in the day? I just thought
Well,
I
it's
ate a
always
big meal.
uh,
Okay.
it's always like the farmhand, or it'll be like the rich rancher's wife, and then the farmhand is like she has a baby with him, and it's like ooh taboo. Like it's stuff like that all the time, right?
The farmhand.
I don't know.
Oh, that's great. That is a great, oh my gosh, if I was better friends with you, I would find all the books. I would make a little collage and I'd make for like for your wall. And then how everyone has their little vision boards? It should be your Harlequin cover board. I don't know the term for it yet.
I still
I
got
don't
the
know
time.
why.
That's really
It's
fun. It is really fun.
that's a good gift. So anyone that's really good friends with Seth, if you can make that for him, and then just say I did it, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so interesting. I'd love to be on a book cover. Maybe no, but then I have to stand by the story. What if it's a bad story? Ooh, okay, I'll just write a book. That's my next project. That,
I'd never even read the back of one, and then somebody was reading it to me, and they're like, "Dude, you don't even know what it's about?" I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I say, it's like, I'm not, I'm like, I don't know.
I think that's even with acting in general, right? You do a role, it's a one-off. Hello, sir. Here is your coffee. That was the secretary. It's good. But and then you realize, oh my God, it's actually they're in outer space drinking coffee. Like you don't know the premise.
Yeah.
What I was trying to get at with that attempt was you don't know the premise behind every scene that you're in or whatnot, unless you're a lead role. And you go, oh, that's what this is about. Cool.
It's kind
Because
of yeah.
they have the code names for the project sometimes, and you go,
Yeah.
that's what I shot. Cool.
I think it's hard to. I think when I was on The Bachelorette, I never even acted or anything, right? And I thought it was going to be more reality than it was TV. And it was just so much more TV, and I wasn't really prepared for that.
What does
Um,
that mean? More reality versus TV?
I thought it would be more real, right? It was a lot more fake. They want you to be like kind of like a fake version of yourself, or like an animated, you know what I mean? Like everyone's kind of like acting like yahoos in front of the camera and shit. And I wasn't really about that, which is why I actually really love acting, because it's all about being like real and like who you are. And that's like
Hmm.
so fun, because the reality TV show was like totally the opposite of that. Um, but I think moving from that, it's like it's been hard for me to like when I do something like a creative project to kind of like let it go, because a lot of times you like kind of like pour your heart out in something and then it gets edited in a way and you like feel like you lost it and you're like, that was like, what happened to it? Right? But it's like, I don't know, I guess that's just kind of like the game. And I know that'll keep happening like as we keep going on and keep booking things, but I don't know, I can't remember where I was going with it.
I don't envy the editor's role. That's especially for a reality show. I'm watching Too Hot to Handle now. I will admit that because the characters on that show are just comedy gold. There is so much
Yeah.
gem. I have so much. I'm just, again, that's a whole other sketch thing I'm doing. But to have to watch all those hours to find out who broke the rules and who's getting a little cozy with each other, which is the premise. They're not supposed to touch because they have to learn how to not just be physical but emotionally connect. That is a premise. It's a show and a half. And to have to edit that and watch it and all that footage and make it what it is, I watch it for the editing. I think they should win an Emmy. I think they should win everything because there is no way that is easy to do. I'm very much applaud all of them. It's a lot of work. Whew.
Well, like this is kind of how they do the show, like The Bachelorette, and actually how they do basically editing anything really. They kind of like create all these like storylines that like fly out, like all these little things that they could pull, and then once they kind of like see where the cards fall, they like retrace
Interesting.
it the way they want. So like there's so many things they don't show or do show, or you know what I mean? And it's like,
What was your can I ask if we're talking about this now? Because I didn't bring it up, but you did. What was your line? Isn't there like a hello bachelorette, nice to meet you kind of thing? I don't know what it's called, the greeting of sorts. Was that
oh,
a thing back?
I was into photography at the time. So I thought it was pretty clever. So I brought a Polaroid camera, and
Aw.
hey, my name's Seth. Nice to meet you. Could we take a photo together, right? So we took a photo, and then she wanted to see it, and I said no, and she's like, oh, I can't see it. I was like, no, and I was like, I'll come find you later, and we'll see how it developed together. And it was
Oh.
because then I knew if I had that photo when she's like talking to some guy, I didn't really know how the show worked, but it's like you just have to like butt in when she's talking to some guy and be like, sorry, bro, like I need to talk to her. But I knew if I had that photo, I would like sneak in there and be like, oh, remember I got this photo, like, and just use that as a crutch to like interrupt her with some guy later on in the night.
You know what I would love? Again, this is me just being cheeky with my comedy. If you would have that photo, but then also like a really inappropriate photo of her where she goes, how did you get this? And then it's this whole side plot to The Bachelorette of this creepy contestant taking inappropriate.
That would have been so fun. Just like
Great.
slide it, or like, ugh,
Hey, remember when you were in the bathroom? So was I. Like, just get really weird. See, we
yo,
should have spoken.
I was gonna say, you know what movie I watched recently that was like kind of good? It was called The
Is this a
Rental,
Robin Williams? Oh, The Rental. I don't know.
and it was Dave Franco's new film. Like he's
He's,
directed. This is the first film that he directed, but it's like you can already guess what it's about. It's called The Rental, so it's like, oh, they go
it's
to
about
this
buying
like,
a property, of course. Yeah.
well, it's like horror. It's like horror, right? So they go to this like
Ooh.
this big beautiful house, and then it's like, oh my god, there's a camera in the shower head, right? So like there's so many things like that, right? But it was actually like decent. Like
He's very funny. You know what? It's hard to be the brother of James and,
mm,
try and be your own person, but also you're so similar. But I think he's done a good job at that. I'll tell him that when I see him next.
Next time he's on window chats.
Yeah. I always wonder, because I do reach out, and I wonder, like, what is the highest status of celebrity I could reach out to that they say yes to do this with me? And I mean, look, I have a Bachelorette contestant on, so it's kind of a big deal. But look, it's reality TV show star. I don't know. I will let you know because I don't know who I should reach out to. There's still that fear of non-response. I go, that happens all the time. I should just send it, see what happens. But then I'll be like that creepy person. Oh, that girl sending messages again. Can we cancel her? I don't know how to get canceled on Instagram. I think you just get blocked, maybe. I don't know. These are the compelling, again, good conversations.
Yeah, I think there's like a line that you can like, I don't know, it's like networking, that's tough too. But there's like a line, like if you reach out to someone and they don't respond or they do this and maybe not now, like whatever, that's fine. But if you keep badgering them, then that's like not good.
You know what's so funny? Again, I don't take it personally. I just assume they're busy or they're not interested and no one wants to write that email of, sorry, not interested, and that's fair. But there have been a couple people that like a couple weeks after the fact, they go, oh, I don't know if you got my email, or I would like to do this, or yeah, sorry, I've been busy. And I go, oh, cool. Did not know you would be interested at all. Awesome. Cool. Let's do it. I know it's kind of nice. It's encouraging. So if anyone sent out an email and they haven't heard back, give it a couple weeks. Oh, it's a long time. A couple weeks seems like months in after years because everything's so fast, right? It's like, wait, self-tape's due tomorrow. Here you go. I sent it out, or I sent it to my agent and they'll do their job. But otherwise, it's just hurry up and wait is the famous saying, such is the biz.
Dude, even like when I'm like, I watched this show called like The Actors Table, I think it was called, and it was like Vince Vaughn and some other guys.
Ironically, they're sitting at a couch and not a table.
Oh, is this the show? But are they
No, I have no idea. I was just saying that. I honestly. No, but good to know I was convincing.
It's like an old show, and Jon Favreau's on there and stuff. But it's just like we all go through the same shit, dude. Like they don't like auditions either. Well, not that they don't like it. So you hear the cliche things. Your job is to audition, and I get that, right? But it's
Are you kidding me? My job is to do well enough on a set that I get offered a role. That is when I get offered a role, I am in heaven. I don't care what the role is. I say yes, and I do that project. That is, 100%. You book something, they remember you, and you get an offer. And that is the dream, and I will live on that.
Hell yeah. Because, it's tough because it's like, I would say I'm a great actor. Auditioner, hit and miss sometimes. You know what I mean? Because it's tough because, like,
yes.
I don't know, I had one the other day, and it was pretty cool. I just submitted for like an independent film in Vancouver, and it was like a guy who thinks he might die, and his wife is like, him and his wife are tied up, and there's robbers, and then the robber comes down and kills him. Saying like, don't worry, baby, it's fine. Like, no, don't. We're gonna get through this, whatever, right? But like really emotional, like shit. And you have like a day to do it. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I know I could crush that, but it's just like, it's difficult sometimes just to let yourself go there immediately, But I don't know. Everyone has like strengths and things too. Like, I don't know. Some people maybe struggle with comedy or are more strong in it. And I don't know.
I think, no, in general, I think auditioning is hard because I know for me, look, I like being funny. That's fine. Comedy auditions, it really depends on who's watching it because I know my humor versus someone else's humor, and you go, well, this was funny for me. Sorry you didn't enjoy my comedy.
I like. So
I will say, normally these go on for an hour and a half, and it's almost been 2 hours. So I'm impressed with your stamina because you've had way too much to drink. There's been 3 cups of miscellaneous beverage.
I will say thank you. I will say I have had to pee for the last 30 minutes, but I've been holding it.
So again, strong pelvic floor. There you go. That was a previous profession of mine, and I discuss it often. But let's wrap up. So thank you all for watching. Is there any like final words? I always say final words like you're going to die. I have no, how should I phrase it? I don't know. But final thoughts to leave the viewers with.
I'll give my definition of what I think acting is.
Oh, great. This is Sophie's beginner class. Amazing. Thank you. Okay. And then I'm going to use this when I have to do another class with her, and she asks us every time. Go ahead.
I think acting has been an incredible journey of self-discovery for myself. The analogy I use, I say it's being the most confident you've ever been while being the most vulnerable at the same time. Right now, I feel like I can play the keys of the piano on a scale of vulnerability to confident. You know, I play here, here. I'm always trying to play, you can't really see my hands, but I'm always trying to play like way out here as far as I can. And that's why I love it, because I'm consistently finding growth myself and pushing the boundaries of what I thought was capable. And yeah.
That was great.
and thank you.
No, because every time she asks me what acting is, I say something funny because I don't know, or I look up Webster's dictionary. But that was beautiful. The piano. Whew. Look at all the octaves of your range. Because your acting range is the piano range. Whoa. Seth, that was great. Oh, you surprised me. I was so worried when this started. I'm not even gonna lie. It was awkward and terrible. This got great. We got some gold in here.
Getting to the podcast.
Pardon?
I said just like the first 20 minutes of the podcast.
It was great. The whole thing was great.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining me, for waking up early. Your time. I don't know what early is anymore. No, this was really fun.
Yeah.
Shared a lot of wisdom. And I will share this everywhere accordingly.
I will share it too, because I haven't said too embarrassing. So. You
didn't. No, you did good.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
You get scared with these things of being like censored, and like, it's like.
Well, I think that's the thing. I try and write disclaimers this is just two people talking, and it happens to be filmed, right? And I think, especially, I almost see this as like training, for when we become really big people and we go on those talk shows and you can't say anything you're going to regret, right? So this is practice. This is just Instagram Live. Who cares, right? So you're training, always ready. Like, yeah, want me to do that talk show? I did an Instagram Live. I'm ready. I did it for almost 2 hours. I am so ready. 10 minutes on a talk show. I got this. Whatever. Bring it. So yeah, this is part of your acting experience.
Well, yeah, and it's like, yeah, it's weird. It's just like one of those things, like, it's just anxiety and fear about anything, really. And it's like, oh, I don't want to say something that's going to be, like, embarrassing or get me canceled. And I'm like, but dude, you don't think that way, or you would never say something like that. So why are you worried? And then you're like, oh, yeah. That's true.
And that's the thing, right? The fact that you're aware that you want to be sensitive to what people are hearing, I think that already says something about you. But it's fair to have those fears. And I know there are certain times when I've spoken to people and I have to kind of say, these are disclaimers, these are just people's opinions. And I don't think anyone's intentionally trying to insult other people, but yeah, definitely being careful. But I think you were great. You said nothing wrong. And this was all I love the stories. You shared some really cool stories. I liked it.
Yeah. Well, thanks. I think I really want to thank you for having me on. And this was a lot of fun. And I'm really glad that we did it.
Me too. All right, I'm going to end. We're going to do like an awkward goodbye. I say awkward. It doesn't have to be, but I like to make it weird. Okay. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. And I will save this so anyone who hasn't seen it live will be able to see it. All right. Bye.
Robyn. Ciao.
Ciao.